this is hard. Shout out to Buddy McGirt, friend of my show, we're recurring guest. Shot him a text. Hope he's okay, dealing with all this. The fight. Here's the problem with that kind of fight. The Puerto Rican dude was winning the fight, obviously, but he wasn't beating him to a point where, you know what?
It was bad.
It was competitive. The whole fight was competitive. And that's they're taking a lot of punches. Both guys are undefeated. It's getting late into the fight. It's a title eliminator, so there's a lot on the line, right? Mm-hmm. The 11th round is where it got a little sketchy. And the fight is not on ESPN Plus right now. It's edited or whatever. Oh, wow. But if you ever get to watch the fight again, Max Kellerman brought it up as well, which confirmed it, is if you watch the end of the 11th round where he tries to step back to the corner. Yeah. Buddy McGirt always says, I check the legs first. When he took a step, he stepped like he was stepping into a lake. That's not good. Yeah. Where you step and he's like, wait a minute. That's when he went to the corner, Buddy went in, he's like, hey man, no more, man, no more. This is that. And then, obviously they don't want to stop the fight. There's too much pride. And Dadashev is a crazy dude. I mean, that guy was a warrior. He wasn't going to quit for nothing. Yeah. And they stopped the fight. And that was the best time to stop the fight. I mean, I'm not mad at it. It sucks what happened, the aftermath. But that's probably the best time. I have no arguments about the stoppage. I'm glad he stopped it. Mm-hmm. And to be quite honest with you, this is going to probably suck. If he probably would have died in the ring. Yeah. If they set him out for the 12th round, ESPN would have had to deal with that.
Well, they say he was coughing up blood as soon as he got.
Well, he puked. They showed him puking on. They showed him puking. Yeah. Right, and then he collapsed on the way out. And that's when it's like, okay, there's too much pressure on the brain that you're too nauseated. You can't step. There's so much pressure on the brain, so you get stretchered out. All that. It sucks. I mean, what else can we say? Emergency surgery. This guy, he was a champion. He was a father. He was a husband. He was a son.
We were having this conversation like last month. I forgot what fight about. Oh, did they stop the fight at a certain period of time? You remember? And I told you guys, look, we're going to have the same conversation like next month or a couple of months from now, but not like this.
Well, there was a fight on Thursday. I don't know if you guys saw it, between Turiano Johnson and Jason Quigley. It was the Golden Boy Thursday night fights in Indio. Mm-hmm. Quigley's a 23, 24-year-old kid. Turiano Johnson's a veteran journeyman. Tough guy. Mm-hmm. From the second round to the 10th round, the kid was not in the fight. He was not in the fight compared to Dadashev. Mm-hmm. And they wouldn't stop the fight, and this guy was getting beat up. He was starting to look like, I don't know if you ever saw the Louis Resto Collins pictures. Yeah, his eyes were... He was starting to look like that, and I was, thank God they stopped the fight in the 9th. And I was like, God, and it's crazy how that happened the day before. I was like, God, man, this guy's going to get killed. And sure enough, Dadashev, it's unfortunate. It sucks. Mm. I don't know what to say. The dude was fighting for a green card. He was fighting to bring his family over. Mm-hmm. Everybody I talked to said he's one of the nicest guys ever. Egas had, loved him. It's just unfortunate. It's a sport we love that can be so cruel, right? Mm-hmm. We love a sport that kills people. It's pretty crazy. Like, we enjoy this. You don't play boxing. You don't play the jugar boxeo. Like, this is real shit. And it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's we're not going to stop fighting. I mean, they're sparring. Their buddy was watching sparring today at his gym. It's life goes on. Wow. It's life goes on, and everybody knows the risks when you get in there.
Yeah, I think last week when we had Johnny Gonzalez, we were talking about it too, right? Because he talked about a time when he was knocked out and he didn't notice what happened for the next 20 minutes.
Right.
Like, he did an interview, he walked out, he looked fine.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, he asked his team in the dressing room, like, hey, what happened? They're like, oh, you got knocked out. He's like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you look good. You interviewed, everything. But he said he doesn't remember. So we're talking about it must take a lot of sometimes you don't even know you're knocked out, right?
Right.
But some fighters know that they're not right, so they say I can't continue, right? But people criticize that a lot of times.
That's the culture, which is a great point. That's the culture in boxing. In MMA, it's okay to tap out. In MMA, it's okay. You know what? I've had enough. Yeah. Boxing is not okay. You get a warrior. You got to take the punches to take the punishment. Come on, man.
We talked about Diego de la Hoya, right? Oh, yeah. He essentially said, like, he doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right.
But a lot of people criticize that.
Yeah, and it's, Victor Ortiz got last eyes for that stuff, for quitting against Maidana and all that.
He had a broken jaw one time, right?
Yeah, Josecito Lopez, I think, was that who broke his jaw? Yeah, but we need to be okay with letting guys call it a day. Yeah. Like, we need to kind of let go of that culture a little bit, I think. What if Keith Thurman would have went down in the 10th on that body shot? Oh, he's a bitch. Why did he not get up? What if he blew a spleen out? He bled out and died. Like, that could happen. You're not supposed to get punched in the stomach like that.
Well, it's so ironic, right? How the NBA culture is, right? Where if I touch you, you easily flop.
It's a different culture. I mean, it's a very soft culture. Boxing ain't soft at all. I mean, it's a complete hard guys, right? People come fighting for everything they have, and I just hope everybody stays the same after this. I hope Buddy does his thing, keeps doing his thing, because he trains one of my good friends, Adam, who fights August 17th at the bank. He trains him. I hope that the Puerto Rican guy, I don't know the name of the I don't know the name.
Subriel Matias.
Matias. I hope he's okay, because guys who go through that usually aren't the same.
Yeah.
Boom Boom Mancini wasn't the same after he killed that Korean guy.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different beast, and it's crazy. I don't know what else. I couldn't imagine being ringside for that, being a media member for that, like guys who were there covering the fight. Because you get access, you could just walk to the back and you could have seen the guy collapse. Right? Yeah. It's wild, man, and I wish there was a solution, right? I wish there was a way to be like, you know what, maybe we could do this, we could do. You can't. It's the sport. It's what we love, and that's the way it is. You can't put headgear on them. You can't put bigger gloves on them. You can't put smaller gloves on them. It is what it is. We're already at 12 rounds. It's tough. It's tough. And then maybe because athletes are getting bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
You know, party like that. You're not supposed to get hit by a guy like Deontay Wilder who doesn't even punch right. That guy doesn't even punch right and knocks you dead.
Yeah.
So it's just yeah, man. I don't know. Shout out to Maxim though. Shout out to Boxing Laboratory, Igis Klimas, Buddy McGirt, all those guys.
Yeah. You brought up his opponent. Again, like these people, they're going in there to fight for their families, you know, for their livelihood.
Yeah.
So.
Because it's over. Once it's over, it's over.
Yeah.
It's just the wife. It's the wife and the son that have to deal with this.
Yeah.
Not us, the fans or the commentators. Not the guy booing. Not the referee. They got to deal with it.
Yeah.
And you know, I pray that the fun gets full. I pray that maybe the management or, you know, maybe a teammate, they help cover some funeral expenses to get the guy back to Russia, whatever it takes. I hope everything is done right, personally, you know.
Yeah.
And all those guys are great anyway. But, yeah, it's crazy. That overshadowed the Teofimo mediocre, quote-unquote, performance.
What'd you think about that? Is that what you would call it?
I mean, he fought an undefeated, tall, lanky Japanese dude.